I don't want to jump off topic, but I see a comment here by Sin Havoc. I need more clarification on Sin. You says Mike DeLuca.
Which one? But to highlight it.
Nessa, Mike. So Sin Havoc says Nessa, Mike DeLuca. Yeah, that one there. So Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi are in WB in July until July 2027. So are you insinuating that after July 2027 they are going to be exiting? I heard they're going to Netflix, he said, when their contract expires.
Okay.
Because that Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca is one of the core reasons why I guess certain people.
So, Sin, are you going to come on the panel today? I figured I'd throw it out there. Come on, Sin. Okay, you can hide your face. I will let you get in. You can hide your face. If you want to put a bat voice, fine. But
yeah, Sin, look, man, if you want to digitally alter your voice and hide your face, that's perfectly fine. But you need to protect yourself. Yes, protect yourself, but you need to get your ass on the show so we can talk.
Because here's the thing, like a lot of people who are insinuating that somehow the Snyderverse is going to come back with a certain company, they're saying that it's because of Pam and Mike. But if Pam and Mike aren't going to be there after 2027, well, that theory kind of gets thrown out the window.
All right, let's move on to our next one because this one is to me it's important. I mean, to all of us, right?
All of us.
5 years, guys. All of you out there. It's because of all of you. It exists. To quote Zach.
So anybody who is obviously following Zach. Zach's got close to what is he at? Is he at 800,000 yet? He's over 700,000 followers now. So he crossed 700,000 followers, and he hasn't been on there that long. So he basically said it was due in large part to us, the fans, and he is absolutely correct. Okay. What you laughing at, man?
Now, I want to share something here. He says, what do you say now?
It's undisclosed to you nerds.
To you nerds. All right, man, fine. You go ahead and sit Havoc. You go ahead and you keep it secret. You go ahead, buddy.
Just reply when we text you. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. Okay. Now. Wait, hold on.
But I do have a theory about that, and Rox, me and you talked about it. And when we start when we start pulling people on the panel, you know what I'm talking about? The theory we have about Netflix and
yeah.
We're gonna talk about it.
We'll get to that.
We're gonna get to that.
We gotta give Zach.
Yeah, we're gonna give Zach his due first. So yeah.
All right. So I want to share this video from Rob Littlefield because he pretty much says it the way it is. And a lot of you guys still think, oh, James Gunn, he's the best. He's the greatest. What was that drop again? Hold on.
You can go fuck yourself if that's what you think.
He caught it right at the right part too, man. That is the perfect drop. Here, you can go fuck yourself if that's what you think. The way he did it, man, he was just so smooth. Play it again. No, play it again, Phil. Play the drop again.
You can go fuck yourself if that's what you think.
Just a matter of fact, you can go fuck yourself if that's what you think.
All right. So I wanted to share this because what he's saying is also true. Just wait for it, guys. Just wait for it.
As much as I love Superman, 1978, there wasn't a whole lot of action in it. So when Superman 2 came out, I think in 80, 81, this was all every Superman fan wanted. The earlier battles were better than this fortress battle. But when Superman tore his symbol up and it was like a plastic thing, even I was in the theater going, what is that? By the way, in this movie, Superman lets a dude fall to his death. Okay, it is very clear.
Wait, what?
Yes. He let a dude fall to his death. Absolutely. Look, man, look, let me tell you something. All here again with this comic accurate. Oh, Zack Snyder is the devil. He killed Zod. My God. Look, this man broke Zod's hand in Superman 2. Broke it. He made him kneel. He kneeled first and then he broke his hand, picked him up, and threw him down a snowy crevice in the Fortress of Solitude. And we don't know where he went, but he was gone. And then you had Lois Lane punch what's his face in the face. What's her name? Ursula. What's her name?
Fiora? Was it Fiora?
No. It's Ursula. It's not. She wasn't playing Fiora. She was playing somebody named Ursula, I think.
Wasn't it the
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So let Lois punch that girl in the face, and then let homie just slide right on in there, and then
didn't Superman also beat somebody up in a bar at the very end?
Well, yeah,
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
The Kareem lets this dude die. So, and then later at the end of the movie, he goes and beats the snot out of somebody that beat the snot out of him. So, Superman 2 has your early glimpse of the compromised Superman that you're going to lose.
Stop. Now, let me tell y'all what he did. For y'all that's not clear, Superman premeditatively went back to this bar and said, I'm going to kick this motherfucker's ass. When he got his powers back, he went to the bar looking for homie and broke his hand when he tried to. The dude punched him and he broke his hand when he hit him in the stomach. Mm-hmm. The Superman picked him up, threw him on top of the table, slid him on down the counter and into the pinball machine, whatever the fuck it was. So look.
It's hilarious because of how much hate Superman gets for fucking
So as hokey as the fight was, as hokey as that fight was, that's not the point. The point is the context of the situation. This man got his powers back and said, you know what? I'm about to go fuck him up.
Now hold that thought. Hold on. Let's finish what he's saying, because with the end of this video, that's where I want to fucking poke the bear.
Lets a dude fall to his death. Okay, it is very clear that Kareem lets this dude die. So, and then later at the end of the movie, he goes and beats the snot out of somebody that beat the snot out of him. So, Superman 2 has your early glimpse of the morally compromised Superman that you're going to lose your mind over in Man of Steel. Okay.
There you go. Right there. We've been telling y'all that the whole time. It's like words escape your mind, or you just live in some sort of fog where you just don't believe it. All you got to do is open your goddamn eyeballs, turn on the TV, and watch it. And we were trying to tell you that. Y'all dumping all over Zack Snyder because he killed Zod. He was supposed to kill Zod. That was the point. The point is he was supposed to be in that morally gray area, and whatever movie came after that was supposed to be him learning from that experience. That's where he was going. That's why he was going to do it over a few movies. Zack Snyder. That's why. But nope, he didn't save a cat, and he didn't swoop in and save a squirrel, and he didn't yell, "Where's the dog?" And Lex didn't say 1A, 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 and all that shit.
All right, Charles, hold that thought, because I see Sin Havoc dropping some gold in these comments here, and I
highlight them while I look.
I don't have control.
Hang on a second.
Charles.
Hang on.
All right, so
the meeting was.
Hang on. Go higher. Start.
All right, hold on.
Okay, start with unless David Ellison is willing to cut up the money.
All right, hang on, bro. Before that?
Nope, down below that.
Below that? Okay.
Yes.
Let's see that one. God dang. Sin Havoc, man. Oh, there it is. Hang on. There it is. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So Sin Havoc dropping some gold here. Unless David Ellison is willing to cuff up the money, David Ellison had an executives meeting with WB staff, and it did not go well.
I told y'all.
Disaster, according to Sin here. Even HBO Max boss got snubbed. Ooh.
Told y'all. Now, this information right here. Now, if y'all not familiar with Sin Havoc, She tends to have information that a lot of us don't have, and it turns out to be accurate, and then it tends to bleed into what the trades actually say. This right here is what I was talking about. At this very moment, WBD is still the same, and correct me if I'm wrong, Sin Havoc, but the same 90% that didn't want to go at Paramount are still the same 90%. Am I correct? Just put sound off in the chat if I'm wrong. But let me know if that's the same 90% that still wanted Netflix to do it.
Well, he also followed up and said the term throughout the meeting was consolidation, which is code for layoffs / job cuts, and you're fired.
Which means he lied then. Which means David Ellison lied, because David Ellison said they weren't going to consolidate him. He said that they were going to keep them separate. That they were going to keep Paramount separate and Warner Brothers separate. Paramount Warner Brothers separate.
He says you're 100%. He says that's correct, Charles. But he also said, and this is what I figured, is that Gunn was supposed to be at this meeting and he was filming Man of Tomorrow. So that's why Gunn wasn't
not filming. No. That's a mistake. He was pre-production. It's because he's still in pre-production. He's not filming.
Okay, yeah. So like I said, like I was saying earlier before we came on the show, I said that even though Paramount won the bid, they won the actual bid, doesn't mean that they're actually going to get it, because people are more worried now than they were when they thought Netflix was going to get it.
Well, because now the truths are coming out, right?
Oh, you want more truth? Hold on. I got another truth here for you.
Yeah, and then we're going to start bringing people on. It's 10:04, man.
Yep. Here's another truth for you haters.
I can't kill is canon. And I'm like, okay, well, the first thing I want to do when you say that, and they go like, well, don't put him in a situation where he has to kill someone. That's just like, you're protecting your God in a weird way. You're making your God irrelevant if he can't be in that situation. You know, if he does do that, what does that mean? Does he stand up to it? Can he survive that as a God, as your God? Can Batman survive that?
Zack Snyder, super talented, 300, his version of Dawn of the Dead. And I am an unabashed mega Man of Steel fan, which immediately puts me on a certain side of the ledger with so many people. I just loved it. But I enjoyed all of his takes. He definitely had an era, and this take on Batman and Batman killing is a dilemma, because I've read comics. I grew up reading comics where Batman did in fact kill people, but I don't know how they retcon stuff or they've dismissed it, because this debate is never ending. At some point, it's just what's harder to believe, that this vigilante, this Dark Knight that protects Gotham, has never ever killed someone, or that he goes out of his way to absolutely never ever ever bring someone to the point of death. Crazy. And there are stuff like that Joker has done that absolutely you feel like he deserves, a death sentence by Batman. But it's the great dilemma. Love hearing Zach's take on it.
Hey, Batman.
All right. Now,
hang on real quick, because Sin's giving us more updates. He said, He said real quick, I missed it. He's filming Man of Tomorrow. Pre-production is done, and then he followed up and said Gunn was supposed to film Man of Tomorrow in August, but because of the sale, he pushed it forward.
Okay,
that's nothing. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah,
he's trying to rush everything.
All right, so for people who are really, really into true storytelling, who really likes to tell a story and really likes the hero's journey, I got a simple question for you. Based on what he just said, how many ways can you tell a story about a character's core identity and not be tempted to go outside of what that is? Because all of your follow-ups are going to be the exact same thing. How many ways can you tell the same story? That's basically what we're talking about here. Superman is the most popular character, but not the most tested character. Okay? He's got godlike powers. Nobody said he was a god. Keep that in mind. Human beings think he's a god, because that's our primitive brains. Those are our primitive logics. That was the basis behind Man of Steel. Okay, that is why that woman said that it was providence that Clark was where he was to save those kids on that bus in the beginning of Man of Steel. That's why she used the word providence. That word is important. If you go look it up. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Look it up. That was the basis behind that movie. Paul Kent wanted Clark to still know what it was like to be a man. he would have raised Clark the same way, whether Clark had powers or not. That's the point. You just so happen to have powers. So with those powers, the responsibility as me as man is nothing compared to what you have. So I need to do the best that I can to show you what you're up against, because you are up against superstition, you are up against science, you are up against paranoia, you are up against all these real world things that he was trying to prepare you for. And goodness gracious, here we are. The same people that actually hate Man of Steel are the same people that Jonathan Kent was talking about. Ain't that something?
I want to share one more video, and then we'll move on. We'll start bringing people, because I want you guys. I'm going to remind people here, and I purposely did this because someone in my life, very important to me. I was trying to like educate her about why I'm such a big DC guy, okay, and why, like, 'cause she saw Lunacy, and I told her, "Have you seen the other movie?" She's like, "No, I haven't." Okay. And she's a very religious person. When I showed her this clip, it clicked. Hang on a sec. Here it is. Oh, no. Yeah, this is the one. Look how everyone is reacting. If you see a man flying, really, if you literally see a man flying, how would you react? What would you feel? What would be your first instinct?
Look, bro, they have these examples already. If you really think about it, think about 2000's X-Men. Think about the conversation between Charles Xavier and Magneto in the very first movie that came out in 2000, the very first X-Men. Think about that conversation that they had. Magneto was telling him there is absolutely no way. He was like, at best, we're going to be split into two factions. There are going to be people who are going to love us for trying to do the right thing, or there's going to be those that's going to hate us and try to lock us up and put us in a jail cell forever and experiment on us. Turns out he was right. X-Men was the perfect example of this. You have several people. They even said it in what was it? Days of Yeah, here's an example, they even said it in Days of Future Past. He said, you got one of them that's got invisibility, and you got another one that can walk in here right now and launch a bomb just by looking like you, Mr. President, and that's only two of them. He said that. So I don't understand what the whole conversation is about. Is Superman is supposed to be this way, Superman is supposed to be that way. No, Superman is supposed to be however humanity treats him. That's how Superman is supposed to be.
It's like Superman is, the S means hope. Hope is not a joke. Hope is not a parody. Hope is mythic. It's inspirational. It's us wanting to be better.
Where does hope come from? How is hope achieved? Where does hope come from? You have to go through something. Okay. Hope just doesn't come out of nowhere. Why hope for something when you have everything? Right? You don't need to hope for anything if you have everything. If all your wants, all your needs are met, everything that you've ever desired is there, you have no reason to hope. You have no reason to aspire. There's no point. So he inspired hope. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. Henry Cavill's Superman is like I said, by far the best Superman, the best person to play it by far. Now, if y'all think y'all can beat that, then come on.